position. And if God has work for you to do, he'll call you to that position and he will appoint you to that position. But most of all, I learned a long time ago, when God called you, he placed you under submission under somebody first. Because you have not learned how to lead God's people. I don't care how much experience in leadership you have in the world, that's totally different in God's house. You have to be taught how to lead. They envied Moses. And they envied Aaron, God's saint. Because of this, God had to take care of some people. I tell Ferdinand all the time, when he said, Pastor, you too nice to him. I said, no, that I'm not nice. I'm just trying to be patient. Because if I don't stand, God is going to kill him. And I understand they really don't understand what they're doing. And until God said move to the side, I'm going to stand in the gap. And when God said move to the side, I've done that before. When I stood in the gap for a whole church, and God said, either let me deal with them or I'll deal with you. And that's when self-preservation kicked in, and I moved to the side. And I let God deal with the church. You have to understand that God will deal with you if you don't follow what he said to do. No, maybe y'all haven't been there, but when God called me, I decided that I wasn't going to go. I know that was silly. Yeah, I decided that I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to preach. I said, I'm fine where I'm at. I'm fine what I'm doing. God said, no, I got work for you to do. I want you to do that. And God said, no, God said, okay, let me show you. Yes, and God had to bring me through a wilderness experience. And I had to see him on the backside of the mountain like Moses did. And when I had my long talk with him, he said, will you preach my gospel now? And I said, Lord, I will do your will. And the Bible said that he had to burn them up. And sometimes, Pastor, when I look at the congregation, I can see some people just being fidgety, that they can't keep still. When the word is being preached, their eyes go down, not with and they don't have excitement in their eyes. They have like conviction come over them because the fire is burning on the inside of them, trying to get stuff out of them. God had to burn up some of Israel to get them where they really get. Watch what they did. The reason why he had to do that is because for some strange reason, we have to have something tangible to see. We just can't believe God for what he's going to do. We sometimes don't have enough patience just to wait on God. When Moses went up into the mountain to pray, he said, I'll be back. He didn't say, I might be back. He said, I'm going up to the mountain to pray to God. Just stay here and don't do nothing till I get back. And that's a lesson for us. I've said it, I heard it, John, Alexander, I've been where you've been. And there going to be people that said, when Pastor told you, don't do nothing till I get back. And there going to be people in the congregation that say, what's taking Rev so long? We ought to get started. But you need to tell them, Rev said, don't do nothing till he come back. Because if you do something wrong, it's all going to fall on you. Like he fell on Aaron. Moses went up to the mountain to pray to God. They decided that they had to have something tangible. Watch this. Why do you want something to worship that you got to build up yourself? You got to make it. You got to realize anything you have to make in worship will always disappoint you. That's why so many are so disappointed with the saints right now. They built them up so high, and they go down to their church on Sunday afternoon. They don't complain about going to church at noon. And they don't complain about staying in church for 3 hours. But we do. And they go down there and look, they tied a whole bunch of them before they leave church. They give up them 10s, them 20s, and them 100s. But at Mount Carmel and sometimes at True Vine, they give up them dollars and them 50 cents. They made a molten image. And the Bible said they changed the glory. Watch this. How are you going to change who God is into something that you think you can control? And in order to be a true man and do God's will and be the last man standing, you have to understand that you were created in the image of the Most High with free will. You cannot take something that God has created and make it a God. Watch this. That's why they can make any movie about Jesus Christ they want.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to go burn down no theater. Because see, when God gets good and ready, He his own avenger. I don't have to go to no U.S. consulate and try to kill anybody because I don't like what they said. I already know what Jesus said. Jesus said in His word, if they hate me, they're going to hate you. You have to understand, in the latter days, there will be perilous times. Jesus already said that this would happen, but He said, be of good cheer, because thy Redeemer is near. Why do you want to make an image of something you got to worship and take care of? Got to go dust your God. He can't even take care of himself. You got to dust him. If he fall over, you got to pick him up. If he get chopped now, you got to make another one. Not mine. I know where my God is. I'm like Job. I know my Redeemer. I know He lives. Yeah. They made idols. Don't make idols. Don't worship idols as a true man of God. You have to be smarter than that. Last but not least, you have to be the last man standing. When all of us have fallen away and given into the pressures of this world, given into peer pressure, hello church, given into peer pressure just to be like other preachers and other elders and other deacons. You got to be different than that. You just can't be a preacher on Sunday morning. Only with a preacher when you're wearing a Hickey Freeman suit. Or only when you're wearing your gator shoes. But I heard Paul tell Timothy, you got to do the work of an evangelist. I heard that you got to be an example to the flock, not only in giving, but also in holiness. I can't tell the church to live holy, and I'm living like the devil. I can't tell the church to tithe and give offerings when I'm keeping my money in my pocket. I can't tell the church to go to the prisons and the highways and the byways, and I'm sitting at home on Sunday morning waiting on the saints of New Orleans. But I heard God say it, and we have to believe it. The only reason why New Orleans hasn't been destroyed again, because God got some servants standing in the gap. The last man standing. And He said these words, when I thought to destroy Israel, there was